Today I'm going to do something a little bit different with my monthly haul video. I already broke up the horror movies that I got, and I'm going to break these up into sections. So let's see what I got in the month of October.
Welcome back, sir. All systems for gaming will be prepared in a few minutes. For now, feel free to grab a cup of coffee and have a good day.
Hey everyone, Mike here. Welcome back to the Marvel Man Cave. And it's the end of October, and I thought I would sit down and kind of just recap some of the movies that I added in my collection this month. It's a little bit less than I did in September because September was a big month because I don't know, you can't see above me, but I added the Batman, the Superman, and the Nightmare on Elm Street collection. So cut back a little bit this month and got a lot of cheap Blu-rays. We went to the flea market for the first time in a couple months, and I picked up a bunch of stuff there. I had some credit still at a disc replay. Went and got some stuff there when I was meeting some friends for dinner. A little bit of everything, but if you want to see, I'm not going to go over the other stuff that I got for the horror movies. If you want to see the other movies that I picked up in October specifically for, let's say, the spooky season, because they're not all technically horror movies. There's a couple like family-friendly ones in there. I'll link that video down below and you can check that one out as well. I thought I would do something a little bit different with this month's video and kind of break it up into different sections. So I'm going to do kind of comedy, my Disney movies, my SteelBooks, and yeah, some Christmas movies because I already started stocking up for some Christmas movies that I didn't already have, and then some action movies. In no particular order. If you want to skip ahead just to see those specific sections, I'll link to those. You can use the chapter markers in the comments below or however YouTube does it. But I thought I would start out with some of my comedy movies and then go from there. But the first one I got Coming to America, the Eddie Murphy. I think I got this on Amazon whenever it was going on sale again. I track everything through a website called Camel Camel Camel. This one went down. It's a movie that I've been waiting for a very long time. Then I added Mrs. Doubtfire. Sorry about the glare. Added Mrs. Doubtfire because honestly I was in the mood. This is a movie I could not believe I didn't already own yet. It's Mrs. Doubtfire. For some reason I've been kind of in that Robin Williams stage where I'm like, I really miss that guy. Like, he was a great actor. Really kind of miss him making movies, and could not believe I didn't own Mrs. Doubtfire and decided to rectify that situation. And then got Hitch at the flea market for $2. Again, this is a fun movie. This is one of those movies I can kind of pop in and watch at any time. And as I've kind of mentioned, I was looking for movies that my wife and I can watch together, and she likes romantic comedies and didn't have this one in the physical collection and added that. And then another flea market pickup, I picked up Zombieland. Again, another cheap pickup. Movie I really enjoy, think it's hilarious. Not so much the sequel. Clerks 3. I love Kevin Smith movies. I own this on digital. I bought it the day it came out, but I wanted to make sure, again, just kind of getting everything back into a physical collection. And I think this one just so happened I was watching it on eBay and the guy sent me an offer. So this is the first one I got. I got to get the first two. I own them all on digital. We used to own them on DVD back in the day, but gonna get them on Blu-ray. And then a couple half-price books pickups was Anchorman, because again, this is probably one of my favorite comedies. I have quoted this movie. I have a T-shirt of this that says I'm kind of a big deal that I used to wear all the time. Just a great, great movie, and just wanted to pick it up. You can see $6.49 at half price books. My Cousin Vinny, I got from Disc Replay for $5.99. Again, this is another one of those movies that if I need a good laugh, I will put in My Cousin Vinny and just go to town. It's a great movie. Love watching this. And then you'll notice, let me see if I can get it in focus in all of the glare. This Napoleon Dynamite, I think it's the Spanish version on the front. I got this at the flea market for $2, and it was a coworker who had said something randomly. We were sitting there talking, and he sent us a clip from Napoleon Dynamite, and it just kind of made me remember like how much I really enjoy watching this movie. I used to watch this movie so much, and it just put me in the mood to go back and watch it. And I found it at the flea market, and I'd seen it before, but again, it's the Spanish one on the front and the back. So I wasn't 100% sure before if it was going to play, but if you remember my video from, I think, August, I bought 40 Days, 40 Nights in the same way, got it home. It plays fine. Everything's in English. There's no issues at all. And it wasn't region locked. So I just go ahead and for $2 went ahead and took the chance. And it's fine. Even the menus are in English. Everything's fine. Other than this front, the artwork, everything else is in English. And it works perfectly okay. And then this classic comedy is I picked up Office Space because it's Office Space. Need I say more? And then my favorite comedy series, well, at least one of them, I would say it's between this and Cheers, but I picked up Seinfeld on 4K, the complete season. This is one of those, I used to own all the DVDs, and I actually sold them on eBay probably like 3, 4, probably 5 years ago, because what is timing during the COVID times. But probably sold all those and got rid of those. And then when they came out with 4K, it was just a little bit more than I wanted. Over $200 was a little bit more than I wanted to pay. But then it went down to, I think, like 140, and I decided to go ahead and pull the trigger on this. This was technically in September, at the end of September when it went down, and I went ahead and pulled the trigger, but it came in early October. And this is one of those, I can watch this movie. This is one of those, just like, I would say this, Cheers, and How I Met Your Mother are my all-time favorite just sitcoms, shows that if I just need a moment to just need to feel good, need to feel happy, I will watch one of those shows. I have Cheers on digital, but I really, really want to get the Blu-ray series. That's another one that's on my list. And How I Met Your Mother isn't available as a complete series on Blu-ray or 4K, so I'm hoping that'll get corrected at some point, because that's another one I would really love to own. Now we're going to move into my Disney pickups for the month, because I'm always trying to add something to the Disney collection, and it's getting a little bit harder because I've got a lot of this stuff that's kind of easy to find now. I think I'm probably going to have to go to eBay for at least a chunk of the stuff that I want to get. But I wanted to get The Lion King because, to be perfectly honest, I thought I already owned this. Like, this is one of those, like, if you saw the video from a few months ago, I have the SteelBook that AJ's movie place inspired. I got the SteelBook for it. I was all ready to go. I went to put the disc in and realized, oh, I only have the live action version of The Lion King. I did not own the classic animated version. So I just kind of kept waiting and waiting, and this went down to like $14 on Amazon. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and get it, and I'm gonna end up taking the slipcase off and put it in the SteelBook version to watch, because I mean, it's The Lion King. Do you really need to say more? It's the class. Maybe Disney's best animated movie of all time. What do you think? How would you rank it? And then I think this is the last one. I got the Pixar film, the short films. It's volume 2. I already had volume 1 and volume 3. Again, trying to pick up all of these. I think they only made the 3, if I remember correctly. But I've said the last times I picked these up, I'm really disappointed Pixar. They don't do the short films in front of the movies anymore. And some of these shorts are among some of my wife and I's favorites. So I wanted to go ahead and get these just so we have them and can watch them whenever we want. And then kind of veering away, I would say, from the animated stuff, because again, I think we found there's still a few animated ones that I don't have, but I don't see those out when we go out. I see a lot of the ones that I already have. So we started picking up some of the, I would say, live action versions, and like the non-animated, let's say. So I picked up Maleficent. Again, this was a flea market pickup for $2. My wife and I were going through. I've never seen this, but I asked my wife, I was like, do you like it? And she was like, she enjoyed it. So we just go ahead and decided to pick this one up. I figure we'll add it to Disney movie night one night. And then another movie that I haven't seen, again, for $2 at the flea market, Mary Poppins Returns. And I know this is going to be blasphemy. I've never seen the original Mary Poppins that I remember. Maybe I saw it when I was a kid. My mom was a big Disney fan, so maybe she showed it to me, but I don't remember seeing it. I've probably seen enough clips online to think that I've seen it, but I'm pretty sure I haven't seen it. And then another flea market pickup is A Wrinkle in Time. I remember we watched this a few years ago when it came out. I think it came out during COVID. We really enjoyed this, and it was one of those, like, I know it didn't do well. It must have come out in theaters, because I know it did not do well, but we really enjoyed this movie. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm going to go ahead and pick it up, because I've kind of been in the mood to rewatch this. What should I do next? What I have left is holiday movies. And you know what? I'm going to save the holiday movies for next to last. So we're going to move over to the action. All right, and this is how I'm kind of classifying some of the action movies. But I did pick up, and this just came in a couple days ago, so it's still sealed. I haven't even opened it to take out the digital code. But the 3-pack of Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End. I love Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. I remember seeing World's End in theaters, and I only saw it the one time. I remember liking it, but just kind of being like, eh. But this went down to, I think, like $17 on Amazon. I don't know, maybe it was for Prime Days or something like that, but I remember it going down. And I've been wanting to get Shaun of the Dead. I actually already had The World's End on Blu-ray that I found at the flea market for $2. So I was trying to get the other two to complete this series. And when this one went down to like $17 on Amazon for, we'll just say it was Prime Days, because it probably was, why not? I went ahead and decided to go ahead and pick this up, add the other two movies, and then I'll sell off The World's End to probably disc replay, to be honest with you. And then another pickup, True Lies, because I actually just watched this when it came out on 4K. This and The Abyss I bought on digital. I did not buy it on disc at the time, and I really can't even tell you why, other than I was so excited to see True Lies, and I think at that point, like, it was sold out. I don't think I could get it, so I've been waiting. I haven't even opened this yet because, again, as soon as it came in earlier, I think it was earlier this year. I think so. I'm not great with time. I went ahead and already watched it, so looking forward to this. And I think I already own it on digital, so I don't need the digital code. But again, I have to check. If I don't need the digital code, I will probably do a giveaway here soon and let someone else have it who would enjoy it. And then a couple pickups that I got from not half price books, from Disc Replay, is I completed my Planet of the Apes movies. So I got Rise, I already have War, and then I got Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. And I think I'm still missing one, and I can never keep the names of these movies correctly. I know I'm missing one movie in this because I have War for the Planet of the Apes. Let me know which one I'm missing below. I'll have to look it up because I can't remember, but I went ahead and picked up these two. I really enjoy these movies, and these were ones that I was specifically waiting to get on 4K because I thought they would benefit from that higher resolution. Didn't want to get them on Blu-ray because I've seen them on Blu-ray at the flea market a number of times, but just kept holding out. And then when I was at Disc Replay, they had them both, and I was like, I might as well go ahead and get them both since they're right here and complete that off. Picked up the second, well, I don't know. I actually can't remember the order off the top of my head. Picked up the second movie in the Dollars trilogy that I own. I own Good and the Bad and the Ugly. Get a few dollars more. I need to get a fistful of dollars to complete that collection off. But this one, I think, again, it went on sale. Again, I was watching it. The price went down to a price I was willing to pay. Went ahead and picked it up. Love me some Clint Eastwood of the Dollars trilogy. They are great, great movies. They're simply fantastic. This one, Wonder Woman, was actually an upgrade. I owned the Blu-ray. This one, it came with the slipcover and everything. I got this for $1. We were walking around the flea market and someone was selling it and they wanted $1 for this. And I was like, why not? This was actually, I think it was, I got two movies. I can't remember the other movie off the top of my head. I'm looking here to see. I might not even have kept it because it was just one of those ones that I grabbed because she was like, they're 50 cents each or two for $1. And so I picked this one up and I was like, well, this is the only one I want. And then I realized they had more further down. And just was like, well, I'll get this one too. And now I can't remember which one it is. Either that or I went ahead and filed it away because I want to say it was like a DVD or something like that. And I just cannot remember, or I've misplaced it. But I went ahead and picked up Wonder Woman because, again, it's 50 cents. I was gonna pay $1 for it because I couldn't find a second one, and eventually just picked up a second one. You know what? It was Zombieland. Zombieland was the other one that I picked up. So I got Zombieland for not $2, for 50 cents because that was the other one that I saw, and I was like, why not? And got that with Wonder Woman. Another Disc Replay pickup for about $6 is Universal Soldier. This is one of those. I mean, I love Jean-Claude Van Damme. I love his early movies, we'll say, but I remember this one stands out as really fantastic. I would say this, Kickboxer, Bloodsport, Cyborg, Sudden Death are always the Van Damme movies that really stand out. But love Dolph Lundgren, love Van Damme, easy enough pickup. Another movie that I haven't seen, which I don't really blind buy too much, but I picked up the movie Salt because it was $1 at the thrift store down the street. Every few weeks, my wife and I on a Sunday will walk down to the thrift store, and this movie has been sitting on that shelf for months, and I've never seen it. I like Angelina Jolie, but not that much, so it was one of those that wasn't really a pull for me. I don't remember anything about it in theaters. I remember my buddy seeing it and being like, he didn't like it, so that was enough for me because we have a lot of similar tastes. So if you've seen this movie, let me know what you think about it in the comments below because I haven't sat down and watched it, but it was one of those, like, I think I bought it for $1 just so I could stop looking at it at the thrift store, and I figure if I don't like it, I'll just literally give it right back to them for $1. This is another flea market pickup. Olympus Has Fallen. Again, I like these movies. I like Gerard Butler, like him, Jason Statham. You know what you're getting when you get into one of his movies. This one for $2, went ahead and picked up. And then a movie that I've really been in the mood to see because it's football season is Any Given Sunday. My buddy picked this up and he was talking about it. And this is a long one. I think this is close to like 3 hours long, but it's a good movie. I enjoy it. It's a bit much at times, but it's got a great cast. I mean, we're talking Al Pacino, Dennis Quaid, LL Cool J, James Woods, Jamie Foxx, Cameron Diaz, and there's more people in it. I mean, it's got Lawrence Taylor, rest in peace, in it. But yeah, so great movie. Really enjoy it. I tend not to like Oliver Stone movies, but I really do enjoy this one, but it's probably because it has to do with football. And then I'm going to admit, I picked this one up out of curiosity because this one, it was $2 at the flea market. I I absolutely love the original, and I cannot find the original on Blu-ray anywhere. I think that it comes in a set with this one and the was it Wrath of the Titans, but I don't really want Wrath of the Titans. And I was like, you know what? Let me just go back and watch this one because I remember seeing it because I was very excited when they were remaking it because I love the original so much from my childhood. And I was like, let me go ahead and watch it and sit down and just see and try to remember because I've seen other people talking about it. And I have not sat down and watched it yet, but I'm planning on here in the near future because I really don't remember anything about it. I watched the trailer and I was like, all right, it looks pretty good, but we'll see. And then I picked up Escape Plan from I don't remember where. I think it was from the flea market. Most of this stuff is most of the Blu-rays I do get from the flea market because I get them for $2. And it feels like if I take a waiver on something I don't really like it, it's easy and I'm not really in. I feel like I rented it, so if I get rid of it, I did that with Lost in Space. I got Lost in Space for $2 at the flea market. I watched it. But I was like, yeah, I really don't like this movie, so I'm just gonna send it on. But I got Escape Plan because I mean it's Arnold and Stallone. I don't remember much about this, but I remember watching and I do remember liking it. But I also kind of remember this is kind of the I would say one of their more bland action movies, but I love those guys, so I wanted to add it to the collection. And speaking of Stallone, from Hamilton Books, I got The Expendables 2. I picked this up when I got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. That's in my October spooky season video that I said was linked to below. But since I was go ahead and getting that, I've had this on my wish list there for a while, and I think it was like $4.95 to pick this up in 4K. And I like the first, I'd say the first two Expendables movies. I really enjoy. The third one, I have to watch again because I don't remember that much, but I remember it kind of like at it starts to tail off a little bit, but I remember the first two I really enjoy. Before I move into the holiday movies, there's one movie that I didn't know how to classify because it really didn't fit in action or comedy, but it's The Life of Chuck. I I gave 4.5 stars on Letterbox. I absolutely love this movie. To me, it's one of the top movies that I've seen so far in 2025. I just adore this movie so much. I think it's great. I love the story. And I watched it when it came out on digital just to be like, I'd already pre ordered it because you can pre order stuff and I can always cancel with no penalty on Amazon. But as soon as I watched it, I was waiting to watch it again. I was like, I want to watch it on disc. And I also wanted to share it with my wife because I thought my wife might like this movie. So we sat down and watched it again a few weeks ago. And I would say, I between those two watchings, I went and read the short story and I don't know if this is going to be controversial because I absolutely love Stephen King, but I think they actually did a good job of adding and augmenting the short story with what they put in here because there's a few things in here that kind of just help kind of tie the bow together and bring everything together. I thought this is a phenomenal telling of the Stephen King short story. And this to me ranks right up there with Shawshank Redemption, Green Mile, things like that. I think this is phenomenal. And then some holiday movies that we picked up over the course of things. And we're going to save one for last because, yeah, we're just going to. But I picked up The Polar Express. We watched this, I think, last year. I think my wife, when she initially watched it, when it first came out, she had a little bit of a problems because I forget what they call it. Is it rotoscoping or something like that? They did the different kind of animation style that they did with this when she had a little bit of problems with. But we watched it last year and she was fine. I saw this again at the flea market for $2 and go ahead and pick it up because I love Christmas. I love the holidays. I am always watching holiday movies during the holiday season and wanted to add, again, kind of like the Halloween video that I did. And I'll probably do a Christmas video to show off my Christmas videos when it gets a little bit closer. But I end up watching the same ones over and over again. So I just wanted to add a few more into the rotation, a couple into the rotation here and there just to give it a little bit of variety and get a little bit of choice. And speaking of that, I picked up Disney's A Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey. You can see I got this from Half Price Books, but this was on their clearance section. So it was only $3 with the slip. I don't think I've ever seen this, and my wife has never seen this, but it's Robert Zemeckis. It's Jim Carrey. It's the Christmas Carol, so you kind of know what you're going to get out of it. I mean, I kind of, with Jim Carrey, you're going to get a little bit over the top, but it was on clearance for $3. I was like, you know what? If we don't like it, we can always send it on. It's not like I'm out a lot of money. Again, back in the day, this used to be a rental, and I'm like, at least this way, if we like it and we watch it every year, it's going to be great. And then the other Christmas movie I picked up is the movie Klaus, and this is completely a bootleg. This is obviously the Netflix movie. This is the way it looks. This is the way it came. I would say, like, if you didn't know, other than there's things like digital movie included, which isn't they got the movies anywhere. They just kind of put stuff on the back. I found this on eBay, and this if Christmas Story didn't have the nostalgia and the feelings that are associated with my dad and me and my dad watching this all the time, all the time, Klaus is probably like 1A, 1B with that as my favorite Christmas movie. I watch this probably 3 times a year. I always watch it probably Thanksgiving night or the day after Thanksgiving. My wife laughs because she's like, "You're going to watch Klaus?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am." So it's like the movie that kicks off Christmas season for me. And then I usually end up watching at least one more time at some point. I don't know why. I love this movie so much. I cannot speak highly enough of it. 5 stars, 15 stars. It is phenomenal. It is one of my, if not my favorite Christmas movie of all time. And I just wanted to own it on disc because it was one of those, as anybody who's watched the videos regularly, like, I'm kind of getting tired of the streaming stuff and kind of looking for an excuse to get rid of my Netflix. But I have to be able to watch this movie every year. Now we're going to wrap up with the SteelBooks that I got over the month. Again, not as many as in months past, especially last month with all the movies that came out. But I did pick up Mufasa on SteelBook. This is one of those, like, I already own as I mentioned, I already own the live action Lion King. I don't have the SteelBook of it, so I have to see if that one is cheap, but I'm not really too worried about it. But was really surprised. My wife and I watched this when it came on Disney Plus, and I did not have high expectations for it when it got released, but I really like this movie. I thought this movie was really good. I think it probably helps that it's an original story, and so you get to see how kind of Mufasa and Scar kind of meet, and like, I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. And then another steelbook that I picked up that I did not intend is the Meg on steelbook. This one I picked up because probably 2 months ago, I showed off the steelbook stickers that I got, and I said I was going to do a project where I was going to get steelbooks and paint them, but I was looking for cheap steelbooks. I finally got all the cheap steelbooks, but in that search, I ended up finding the Meg, and someone was asking. I think it was on auction, and the bid was like 99 cents, and I went up to $3, and again there was like $5 shipping with that. I went up to $3, and it was like, literally forgot about it, and I got it. And I really do like this movie. It's not one of those things that I'm like, I don't like. I really enjoy this movie, but it wasn't a movie that I was really anticipating getting. But I got it for $3 plus $5 shipping, so I paid $8 for the steelbook. It's the Blu-ray version of the movie, and I already had the Blu-ray, so I'll just move that version on and keep the steelbook. But it's a really nice steelbook. I love this cover. I think it's hilarious. And again, it's Jason Statham. You know what you're getting, even though I've seen this multiple times already. And then I picked up the new Mission Impossible movie. Was it The Final Reckoning? Yeah, The Final Reckoning. For some reason, I forgot. I was thinking Dead Reckoning, because I know they changed the title. But I picked up the Mission Impossible movie because it's Mission Impossible. I was debating on whether or not I was going to get this because I did pick up the Dead Reckoning as well when that kind of got re-released. And I'm kind of feeling they're going to release like an entire box set library case. And I own a couple of the other movies kind of randomly on Blu-ray. And I already know, like, if they release that library case of all the Mission Impossibles, I'm probably going to get it. So I debated on whether or not, but I really wanted to watch it. So I went ahead and picked it up. And then I got my Superman Steelbook. Again, this is the one with the slipcover. I sat down and watched this the other day. This was actually the first movie that I watched in my new 4K player. Sounds phenomenal. Really, I actually enjoyed this movie more the second time I watched it. I think kind of once I knew what was going in. I still think the Justice Gang, you didn't really need them as much in this movie. I think you could have done without him. I think if you had just done Mr. Terrific and introduced him and gotten rid of the Green Lantern, and Hawkgirl really didn't do anything in the movie. I don't think they needed them, but very solid movie, very enjoyable. It feels like a Superman movie. And then I did the unboxing of this on my channel, but I picked up the Fantastic Four First Steps. This is the Amazon exclusive that comes with the front magnet, the character cards, and all that stuff. If you want to see the video of this and me unboxing, it's on the channel, but I did add this to the collection. And then the second movie that I watched on my new 4K player was F1. I love this movie. Like, I think this is great. Like, this is the perfect summer movie. Joseph Kosinski just seems, that man knows how to make summer movies. Tron, Legacy, Top Gun Maverick, F1, to me, they're all great movies. Love watching them. This sounded great on my sound system. Really enjoyed it. And that's it. That is the haul for the month of October. Again, I had the spooky movies in another video. So if you want to see that along with Fantastic Four, you can click in the links below and do all that jazz. But if you watched this far, please consider giving this video a thumbs up. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. And don't forget, collect what you love.